Well, on the international front, it's good to see that we still haven't had an explosion at the Zarapicha, pardon the pronunciation, I made an absolute mangle of it, power plant in Ukraine, which is very good news. Even the Russians aren't insane enough to do that, hopefully, cause a mega Chernobyl across Europe. That would be in no one's interest, really. But anyway, so I'm just now heading off to the GP. Just got to get some more scripts, and then have my blood sucked out of me. Going to see the vampire, my favourite vampire, and was contemplating going to Smithfield doing some shopping, but I didn't do the Coles delivery this week. But I think I'll just get some greens from the friendly grocer around the corner, who only charges 50 cents more than what they do at the supermarket, so they're quite reasonably priced, and it will save me getting on the bus and tide me over until I do more shopping on Tuesday. I'm hoping my grog doesn't arrive then, as it's actually estimated to be being delivered on Tuesday the 11th, when I have my regular medical appointment, which takes up most of the morning. So that's typical. I thought, I mean, it's good it's coming sooner than what I expected, but it's that would be a little inconvenient, because it means I'll take it to the post office. If I'm not there, I have to sign for it, and then I'll have to backtrack there, which is a bit of a drag. So hopefully that won't happen. Hopefully it'll turn up either Monday or Wednesday, or even Tuesday afternoon's fine. Yeah, we can only hope. But it's a pity that I had a brain wobble, and I thought I was going to get a 25% discount on the grog I'd ordered, which would have been sensational, but it was only marginally above 10%, because it was $25 for any purchases above $200. So it was just marginally above $200, which means I probably got a discount of about 11% or something like that. Still better than nothing. And like I say, just happy to get the beef eater that's back in stock. That's great. Oh, anyway, I'm over most of the halfway mark of the walk to the shops, and we'll get my medical crap out of the way, and I'll be oh, maybe I should go along the pathway here. What the hell, doesn't matter. Only a slight diversion. You don't get an opportunity to take the pathways that much up here. They don't build them. They don't along Gannett Street. You can tell it's been fairly wet. We've just had constant wet weather overnight, and but the day should be sunny. I think you can see it's already clearing up quite a bit. This is a pattern that we've had the last few days. So I got some washing done yesterday, so it was certainly sunny enough yesterday to dry things out. And today we've got the happy hour walk, so I'm going to get plenty of walking today. I'll have 20 minutes each way here, and then another half hour each way to the beach house. Oh, I got everything done that needs to be done. Even the actual spinach is reduced in price by 10 cents, down from $3.50 down a pack to $3.40 today. So the bad news is, though, that my favourite vampire lady over there next to the GPs, she may have to move, because I think the lease must have expired on the pathology outlet, but they might be getting another one round the corner. There's a vacant premises round the corner just here in this block of shops that she might be able to move to. She doesn't want to move because she said they'll switch it to Smithfield, and she prefers to be here. So that's a bit of a blow, but hopefully that won't be the case, because she's an amazing lovely lady. And yeah, got my scripts, got everything I need to get done. Now I can just go home and finally have my morning coffee, which is essential. So, looks as though it could be raining again. That's unusual. Yesterday it cleared, but today it could be patchy. We've had this sort of weather for a while now. This pattern of occasional showers and sunshine, although yesterday was fairly consistent once it cleared, but not so today. Oh dear. Oh, it's always good to be on the return leg going home. And yes, I'll be very happy when I get through the door and finally get my coffee up happening. Love my big cup of coffee in the morning. The heavens have opened up again, and it looks like it's going to settle in for a few minutes at least. So, yeah, if I had a ticket and I got the E-bus, it would have been alright. That just left as I walked past it. It's abating now a little bit. It's coming down quite strong considering it was quite clear before. This is not how summer's supposed to be in Cairns. It's wetter than the wet season. It's crazy. Right, it's Tuesday and it's a nice day, and yesterday was good too, so hopefully that deluge of cloudy weather we've had, can you have a deluge of cloudy weather? Well, maybe you can, has passed us. So that's good news. I've got to go on my long bus trip to Cairns today, and got some positive things to report. First positive thing is I dread this time of year because it's the end of the financial year and it's time to put in a tax return. The reason I dread it is because I always have hassles doing it myself. I want to do my own return. I don't want to go through an agent because it's not that involved what I've got to lodge. So, but because I have capital gains through shares and what have you, that's the fly in the ointment. And in the past, it's caused problems. But this time, it didn't cause any problems. I was able to do the return, and no hassles whatsoever. It surprised me. Maybe because I didn't have any capital gain at all, because I had losses this year, marginal losses. I could carry them forward, but I couldn't be bothered, so it's only a piddling amount, so I didn't bother with that. But I'm getting myself about 10 times the return I got last year, so that's a nice surprise, a nice bonus. Because I wasn't aware that my pension was had become taxable, and that's what totally threw me out last year. But this year it's back to more normality. When the pension wasn't taken into account, I got all of my franking credits back. But this year it'd be only half of them. But it's better than getting like about 5% of them as I did the previous year. So that worked out well. The weird thing is that when I did the return, I was looking for the spot to put in my interest. It's only about $56 I earned in interest on cash. I couldn't find a section for it. And now I know the ATO knows exactly what I've earned anyway in interest. They always do. Maybe that's why it wasn't there. Maybe they just think it's redundant now. I also wanted to claim my internet connection, but there was nowhere there I could do that. So that was a little annoying. I wasn't quite sure what the story was there. And so, yeah, that was a bit of a problem. But overall, having to go through a tax agent is worth it, in my opinion, because it's just another hassle, another third party I could do without. So I was delighted to find I could actually log the return. They gave me an estimate, which was very good in my opinion. So it worked out well. So that was a win. Another win was the I finally contacted Jetstar on Sunday about trying to get a credit for the flight I couldn't take on medical grounds when I had a bad back. I had a medical certificate, and I just went onto their chat line, and I didn't want to do it because I didn't like the confrontation. You just don't know how it's going to go and have any hassles with the people there, but it was pretty hassle-free. It went really well, so I was very, very happy with that. I got the full credit is going to be in my credited to me within 3 days. I'm still waiting. It didn't happen yesterday, so hopefully today or tomorrow at the latest, otherwise I have to chase them up. But they're going to give me the full amount back. So that also emboldened me to see if I can find a contact for Vietjet, which isn't that easy, but I did find an email address, and I did email them, and they actually got back to me in a few hours and did say that they will consider medical situations. But then they also asked for a whole lot of stuff that I thought was over the top, and all I had was the medical certificate, and I did include that as an attachment, but maybe they didn't look at it or missed it or whatever. But I followed up with another email with a clarification of the situation, because I couldn't make the Vietjet flight, because I couldn't make the Jetstar flight to Bali to get that flight. So it was a few days after my departure from Australia when I was supposed to catch the Vietjet flight from Bali. So I've sent that letter clarifying everything with the actual details of the Jetstar flight, so they knew where I'm coming from. And I did tell them that Jetstar had credited me back, but I haven't heard anything back from them. It's been over a day now, so that's a bit ominous. So I sort of wasn't really expecting to get the money back off them anyway. So that would be a real bonus if that came through. But they do at least consider it. If you've got a medical situation, you can actually at least contact them. And I was surprised how fast they got back to me on the email. I thought that might take a few days, but they got back to me in a few hours on a Sunday, so that's pretty good. So, you know, it could be worse. So anyway, that was quite good. And my understanding also is that we won't be paying any electricity bills for a while, or at least we're getting a credit of $500 will be attached to our electricity bill when they come in. In my case, they'll probably give me about 6 months of no payments on electricity, which will be another nice sort of bonus. But again, that hasn't been confirmed yet. Normally I would have got a bill by now, I would think, but maybe that's delayed it, I'm not sure. But in any case, it's yeah, my financial situation's improved quite a bit in the last few days. I didn't expect that. So, and the other good thing happened yesterday is that the estimated time for delivery of my grog that I ordered, the 3 bottles of gin and 2 bottles of rum from Brisbane, that actually showed up yesterday. So it took about 1 week exactly to get up here. So that's not too bad really for a package to come all the way from Brisbane. It's taken about twice as long as that in the past, so that was pretty reasonable too. Anyway, it's like I say, it's a beautiful day today, and it's also, I don't have to. The other thing that's a relief is I got the house back to myself. I always knew that having a friend staying for 10 days would probably lead to some level of strains. It could have been worse. It wasn't too bad, but he did take over a bit, and I didn't appreciate that. If I moved into a friend's place, I wouldn't assume things that he assumed, like he'd just take any food he wanted without telling me. That annoyed me. And yeah, and the other thing is he's a bit like a Greta Thunberg in that he's absolutely freaking out about the climate change thing to the extent of hysteria, to that level. As a matter of fact, we're having quite a cordial conversation. All of a sudden he blew up when somehow we got back to that subject. I don't even know how it happened, but he didn't just, he went into a rant. He started lecturing me, and I had to basically go to my bedroom and just slam the door in his face. It's just absurd. I mean, I expect that from sort of like someone like Thornburg, who's just a young girl, a young naive girl, but this guy's my age, and he's as spooked by all this as they are. And you know, obviously he's not the only one, so it's quite extraordinary. But that had happened several times while he stayed there in that 10 days, and I don't need that sort of drama. I really don't. But like I said, there were positives as well, of course, and it wasn't that bad, but I wouldn't do it again. I'll put you that way. I'm very happy to have my own place, my own space, and in control, and knowing the food situation without sort of discovering things are missing because he's decided to basically just indulge himself without bothering to ask me. I find that extraordinary, just that he thinks he can do that. He thinks that's acceptable to go to another person's place and just eat with them, because he was going to take the paste for the beef rendang, and I stopped him, thank God, and then he got shitty about it because he thinks he can just have any food he wants, and I don't recall there being any agreement to that, and that is not the norm when you go to someone else's place. I don't care if you're a friend or not, that's just ridiculous. Anyway, it's a relatively minor thing, but it does annoy me, and you know, just basic human consideration. I think you need to take into account that type of thing, and if you own someone else's place, you know, treat it with a bit of respect. A lot of traffic just coming into Cairns. Had a good run prior to that. It's funny with some of the drivers, some of the buses have got one door and others have got two doors, and some drivers will let you out of the bus by opening the second door, but others won't. If that guy wasn't going to, so. And I didn't pay for the fare either, because I think there was a problem with the machine, from what he said. So it doesn't save me that much money, because I've then got to get two fares back home. I've got to go to Smithfield and then get the other one back to the beaches, and it'll only save me probably about 80 cents maybe. So it's not exactly a big deal. The daily ticket's such good value. Oh, nice weather though, very nice weather. This is perfect time of year. I wish my my snow peas and sugar peas were growing a little faster. They're okay at the moment, but I'm just concerned that they won't get grow to the stage where they're going to provide me with some fruit. Or veggies in this case. I guess they're vegetables. Yeah, but anyway, I'd like to get some fresh greens off them, but I don't know if I'm going to be successful. But I've had a better go at it this year than previously, so what else can you do? So we'll see how we go. But fingers crossed I get a crop. Well, both the buses coming back were really slow. At Smithfield, that is. The 110 actually showed up 6 minutes after the 111 was due, so that must have been incredibly late. And then the 111 did finally turn up, probably about 12 minutes late, so it's normally 41 minutes past the hour, so yeah, so it would have been something like 55, yeah, 12:55, something like that. I think the guy tried to make up time though, because he knew he was running pretty late and he was gunning the bus coming back, so I was happy with that. But I would have taken the 110, but I've got a heavy backpack. I bought a few things at Smithfield. Also, I put in an appointment to get my hearing aid fixed. It's probably just got wax in it, but I had to wait 2 weeks to see someone. That's pretty poor, but just can't do much about it. At least it doesn't cost me anything, so I suppose I can't complain. And I probably should have got onto that a bit earlier actually. But I tried cleaning the wax out myself. I had no luck at all. It may be something else, but if it is wax, I think they need to show people how to do it themselves, and I just couldn't work it out. And it's very confusing because there's a number of different models online that Specsavers look after, and I didn't know which one it was. So very confusing. But it's good to be back home. Looking forward to my cup of coffee always. And I'm a free man again for a week. This is the only real obligation I've got. Tomorrow I'll be catching up with Steve and Yvonne, who presumably have recovered from their cold, and I'll have another pizza at the sports club, so that'll be good. Looking forward to that. So yeah, I feel like I really missed out on Friday. I really look forward to her Friday get-together. So we squeezed in a sports bar one to make up for the loss. So I guess I'll be on board again this Friday. So it'll be good to get back in the pattern. And now I'm just waiting to hear from Vietjet, see if they come through with a credit. If they don't, I think I'm pretty well in the mood to book myself a ticket to Vietnam again, and this time will probably be in September. Please consider subscribing to my channel if you think there's anything there of use to you, or entertainment or whatever, and either do that or give me a thumbs up, or if you're feeling really energetic, do both. That'd be great.